Hey everyone, welcome to Aussie Talks Wrestling, where this instalment of This Week in WWE What Mattered is going to be a little bit different. That is because this week I am only covering Monday Night Raw. I don't see the point in covering the go-home SmackDown before WrestleMania 42, because obviously we've had both nights of WrestleMania 42, massive show, biggest show of the year, and we've also just had the Raw after WrestleMania, which is arguably the biggest Monday Night Raw of the year. So I don't think any of you have particularly got any interest in listening to me ramble on about the SmackDown before WrestleMania, because we now know everything that just happened at WrestleMania. Speaking of which, if you want to see me break down WrestleMania 42, I have posted WWE PLE recap videos for both WrestleMania Saturday and WrestleMania Sunday. So if you want to hear my thoughts and feelings on the matches and also see how I did in my predictions, please head over to my channel to check out those videos. I will put a link to one of the videos above me now, and I will put a link to both of those videos in the description below. So the Raw after WrestleMania kicked off very simply with Femi strutting down the entrance ramp into the ring, picking up a microphone and saying nothing but, "The ruler has arrived." Rhea Ripley teamed with her best friend in the whole world, Io Sky, to take on their long-time rivals, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, where Rio got the win with Io Sky pinning Kairi Sane following a riptide and an over-the-moonsault. We then saw a teary departure backstage from Rhea as she bid farewell to Rhea Ripley and the Raw brand, as she is now the WWE Women's Champion, which means she automatically transfers over to the SmackDown brand. Former World Heavyweight Champion CM Punk then meandered to the ring in what was a little bit of a strange segment. As he walked out to the entrance ramp, the Titantron was all blacked out. Eventually, he got down on one knee, looked at his watch, did the "it's clobbering time," and his music did hit, and he did eventually make his way down to the ring. He talked about the big losses that he has suffered in recent months, of both people both in and out of the WWE family, and expressed how the World Heavyweight Championship gave him purpose. He thanked the WWE Universe for helping him through his grief in these difficult times, and said that he's going to stay ready because you never know when a championship opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. Punk's friend and still undisputed WWE Champion Cody Rhodes then made his way to the ring to speak to Punk, where he said that he's genuinely surprised that Punk wasn't crashing out right now after his loss to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, but expressed that despite the fact that he won at WrestleMania, he feels like a loser. Punk reassured Cody by saying that he had it easy. He got to fight someone at WrestleMania that he absolutely hated, and that is easy. Whereas the reason Cody is feeling the way he is right now is because he had to fight and defeat a former friend and a former mentor, before going on to say that Cody's path is to stay champion and keep fighting, whereas his path is to stay ready because you never know when a championship opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. Heavily insinuating that at some point we're going to see a match between CM Punk and Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship, and as Punk made his way out of the ring and walked back up the entrance ramp, Cody lifted the microphone up to his mouth and simply said, "Just say when." I like it when WWE does this kind of foreshadowing, because it's clearly telling us, hey, at some point in the future, we're going to get to this feud. Don't worry, we are aware that everybody wants this. We are going to do it at some point. It's kind of like how in the WrestleMania Sunday post-show, we saw Roman Reigns talking about Femi, and Oba was obviously talking about Roman Reigns as well, to give us that nudge and that wink that, by the way, we know this feud is a big thing that people want to see. It's not going to happen quite yet, but we will see Roman and Oba at some point in the future. And that's exactly what we got here between Cody and Punk. Former NXT and NXT North American champion Ethan Page then made his Raw debut in a winning effort against Javon Evans with a little help from Rusev. Rusev beat down Evans post-match, but the Intercontinental Champion Penta came out to make the save, but despite this, Ethan Page neutralised him to help out the Bulgarian Brute. New Women's World Champion Liv Morgan held a title celebration with her Judgment Day family, proclaiming herself as the greatest Women's World Champion of all time. Sol Ruka then came out to congratulate Liv, but Liv took exception to being interruptive and threatened her, which led to Raw General Manager Adam Pearce making a surprising impromptu match. I for one was really happy to see Sol Ruka here, and there was a fantastic sequence towards the end of the match where Sol countered the Oblivion by doing a handstand, and then she quickly followed that up by hitting the Soul Snatcher, which by the way is a fantastic finisher, but unfortunately she wasn't able to capitalise. Sol ultimately did lose the match though, as her NXT Revenge opponent Zarya attacked her outside of the ring whilst the referee was preoccupied. Former Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer then confronted Liv after the match to let us know that this feud is not yet over, so I'm presuming we're going to get a rematch between Liv and Steph at Backlash. I hope this means that Sol Ruka is now going to be a permanent member of the Monday Night Raw roster. I don't watch NXT simply because of the time commitments. I work full time, I have a wife, I have other commitments, so keeping up with Raw and SmackDown and every PLE is hard enough anyway, so I simply do not have enough time to watch NXT, but I was lucky enough to see Sol perform live at Saturday night's main event in December when I got to go to John Cena's last match, where she put on a really strong performance, defeating Bayley. I just want to stop you quickly midway through this video to say if you have enjoyed this so far, please do subscribe to the channel or support me in any other way that you can. Please get involved in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts on the Raw after WrestleMania. If you want to hear my thoughts on WrestleMania 42, head over and check out my WWE PLE recap videos, which I'm going to be posting within 24 hours of every WWE main roster PLE. And I've also got some really other interesting cool content for you guys, like my monthly replica belt review series. I'm soon going to be starting to post another monthly series where I do some online pro wrestling quizzes, and I've got some other one-off videos like a couple of unboxings and a video that's very special to me, where I talk about and show you footage from my amazing experience at going to see John Cena's final ever match. And also, if you don't subscribe to my channel, guess what? You are cursed. Paul Heyman then cut a promo where he said that the unexpected moment of Brock Lesnar retiring at WrestleMania is going to live in his and other people's hearts for the rest of their lives. He then went on to criticise the WWE production team, that same production team that CM Punk heaped praise on earlier in the evening, because in the WWE opening titles, Brock Lesnar could still be seen in the Now section of the Then, Now, Forever introduction, saying that his beast should be in the Forever section. He also acknowledged the fact that he owes Gunther a favour and that he is willing to repay this whenever he is ready. Bron Breakker then entered the arena and bragged about costing Seth Rollins his match at WrestleMania against Gunther, before Seth himself made his way to the ring to attack the Vision, but the numbers game quickly got the better of him. However, he was then surprisingly saved by a returning Street Profits, so Angelo Dawkins and Montez Ford helped fight off Logan Paul and Austin Theory, but unfortunately for Seth, it wasn't enough to help him against Bron Breakker, who basically split him in half with another brutal spear to his already taped ribs. Finn Balor then defeated former Judgment Day stablemate JD McDonough in a normal one-on-one match, which was nothing really to write home about. It was an okay match. Finn won it and then he got jumped at the end by Dominic Mysterio, indicating to us that the feud between the two is not over yet. So again, we're probably going to get a rematch here between Dominic and Finn at Backlash. The final segment of the evening saw the OTC, our brand new World Heavyweight Champion Roman Reigns, make his way to the ring, flanked by his cousins, the Usos. This entrance really felt like a warm welcome home and a memory of good times in WWE, where the bloodline story was the hottest angle in pro wrestling. Roman expressed how he misses his family being together and that they are weak in their current state. He asked his cousins not to serve him, but to stand with him, to which the Usos happily obliged. They all threw up the wands before they were interrupted by Jacob Fatu. Roman said to Jacob that he must be out here for one of two reasons, the first of which would be to acknowledge him, and Jacob straight away cut him off and said, nope, not that. Roman said, then the other must be that you want this. Jacob said he doesn't want the World Heavyweight Championship. He needs the World Heavyweight Championship, and he needs it and everything that comes with it for his family. He said he needs the shoe deals, he needs the Rolex, he needs the private jet. He needs everything that Roman has so he can give it to his family. So he was extremely bold and called his shot for Backlash. He didn't ask Roman for a title match, he just said, at Backlash, this is happening. Roman told Jacob he was going to give him the week to think about it. He isn't saying yes, he isn't saying no. Roman said that maybe Jacob could beat him, but could he handle the burden of the World Heavyweight Championship? And if he lost, could he handle the burden of acknowledging him? This last segment was great. It was a nice surprise to see Jacob Fatu show up, and it's about time that he confronts Roman Reigns. I think that's exactly what Jacob needs to kind of get his edge back. I have been a bit critical of him lately, not personally, it just feels like he's lost his edge lately, and I think getting him into an angle with Roman Reigns is the best thing to do right now. I do personally want to see the Bloodline reunite. I don't think this is them officially reuniting. I think maybe that's something that's going to happen a little bit further down the line, but it's definitely something that I want to see, right? I know we shouldn't always go back to things that happened in the past, but let's be honest, that Bloodline storyline was the hottest thing in pro wrestling for years. It's been a while now. We all love Roman Reigns still, and there's still unexplored avenues down there. Roman still hasn't apologised for any of the shit that he did to his cousins and his family over at that point. So at first it might be a nice, warm, nostalgic, get the band together sort of thing, and then Roman can maybe start slipping into old tendencies. Jey Uso's going to take exception to that. There could be some PTSD thrown in there. You've got Solo and his history with the Bloodline. You've got Sami Zayn. You've got Jacob Fatu you could always bring into the fold. There are lots of unexplored avenues we can go down here. And if Roman Reigns is going to be around regularly, then absolutely keep that World Heavyweight Championship on him. I think it's safe to say he's going to be champion until at least SummerSlam. Well, who knows, maybe he faces Femi. We'll have to wait and see. Gunther himself in a backstage interview said that his focus is to get back to being World Heavyweight Champion before he got interrupted by LA Knight, who of course has the same aspirations, although let's be honest, I don't think LA Knight's going to get his hands on that championship anytime soon. So let's wait and see where this goes. At the end of the day, I really enjoyed this closing to the show, and if Roman Reigns is going to be around regularly, WWE is just going to be much, much better. Overall, I'd say that the Raw after WrestleMania was decent. It wasn't incredible, it wasn't this oh my god shocking kind of show, but to be honest, I can't remember the last time that the Raw after WrestleMania was this massive, huge deal. I know it has a reputation for having all of the hardcore fans in there and people that have travelled all around the world for WrestleMania, and these big things are supposed to happen, but honestly, I don't think anything that big has ever happened on a Raw after WrestleMania in years. So I personally have lowered my expectations when it comes to the Raw after Mania, because I just don't simply expect it to be this massive show anymore, because it just hasn't been for years. We can't keep holding our expectations up and basing them off things that happened years and years ago. So overall, this was a decent show. Things have moved forward. We did some nice foreshadowing. Rhea Ripley has bid farewell to Monday Night Raw and her best friend Io Sky. That will get picked up again at some point in the future, where they will probably feud. We had CM Punk and Cody Rhodes teased for the future. We have Paul Heyman's favour to Gunther that needs to be worked out in the next few months. So there's a lot of moving pieces, or a lot of things are now being set up for the new season. That'll do it for this episode of This Week in WWE What Mattered. Thank you guys for watching. If you did like it, please do like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell for notifications. Any of the other umpteen things that you could do to support me, I would really, really appreciate it. And if nothing else, please tune in next week for next week's episode. But until then, see you later.